January 6, 2023, Richneck Elementary School, Newport News, Virginia. A first-grade classroom. A demonic 6-year-old boy, a loaded handgun, a negligent administration, and a teacher who would become a hero but pay a terrible price.
We turn now to the awful headline out of Newport News, Virginia tonight. The shooting in an elementary school classroom. Police say it was a 6-year-old with a gun, deliberately shooting the teacher, who police say is in critical condition tonight. Here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas now.
Tonight, police and parents scrambling to a Virginia elementary school after reports of shots fired.
It's going to be an active shooter. They're in lockdown, unknown where the shooter is at this time.
Panicked parents in Newport News waiting for word outside Richneck Elementary.
My heart stopped. I was freaking out, very nervous, just wondering, was that one person my son? But he's okay.
Police tonight saying a 6-year-old student shot a teacher with a handgun.
This was not an accidental shooting.
The teacher's condition described as life-threatening.
Female victim, she's been shot in the abdomen as well as a through and through into the hand.
Police say no one else was injured and the suspect was apprehended within minutes.
Right now, from what I've seen with the way the sheriff's office, the police department, school officials, faculty and staff in this building, the way they responded was heroic.
Police say the teacher is in critical condition and they're expressing enormous frustration that a first grader, someone so young, had access to a gun, David.
It's just horrible. Pierre Thomas tonight. Thank you.
But this wasn't a sudden snap. It was a slow, unraveling, ignored warnings, dismissed red flags, and a child we will call JT, whose violent behavior had already terrified those around him. Abigail Zwerner, the teacher, had already warned the assistant principal. The boy has a violent nature. He'd threatened another student. But her concerns about his reputation was ignored. Abby's peers also had good reason to share her unease. He'd threatened a student and allegedly attacked a kindergarten teacher the year before. In a cunning move worthy of Chucky from Child's Play, JT attacked a teacher while she was vulnerable sitting on a child's chair, distracted by talking with a student. He choked her from behind.
I said talk to me, damn it, or else I'm gonna throw you in the fire!
You stupid bitch, you filthy slut! Did you fuck with me?
After the initial incident, JT was quietly relocated to an early childhood center. But in a decision that defied common sense, the administration allowed him to return to Richneck Elementary in the fall of 2022, this time as a first-grade student. JT was returned to the classroom, despite having never completed kindergarten, reading at a level far below his peers, and exhibiting profoundly disturbing behavior. A staff member reported seeing a firearm, but the warning was dismissed without investigation. One naive administrator scoffed. His pockets are too small to hold a handgun, and tragically prohibited the teacher from conducting a search. Around 2 p.m., the boy's hand slipped into his pocket. In one swift motion, the gun appeared, gleaming in the light. His eyes locked on Abby as he raised it. She rushed forward for the gun before the shot rang out. The bullet ripped through her hand before plunging into her chest. She felt herself fading.
I thought I had died.
She later testified.
I thought I was either on my way to heaven or in heaven.
The moment went by very fast. The look on the student's face is a large memory that I have. I do remember it was like a very blank look, but it wasn't a blank look at all on his face.
And is that why you lifted your hand? Did you know what was about to happen?
Yes.
At that point, I heard that gunshot, and instinctively, I walked into that room. As I come in the door, Abby's on this side, I see blood on her leg, So I knew she was hit. I wasn't really sure. On this side, I see Jen open the door, the kids screaming and running out. I felt like I had a bubble of God around me, and I walked straight to him. He was standing there with his legs kind of spread open, arms crossed and cocky. And when I got to him, I didn't say anything. I took his wrist because I knew he shot with his left hand. I walked to Abby's desk where her phone was. I put him in between my legs, put my arms around him. I picked up the phone to call 911.
AT, who had an emotionless expression on his face, attempted to fire the pistol a second time, but it did not discharge. The weapon had failed to cycle properly due to JT's weak grip on it. Abigail escorted her students out of the classroom despite being shot. The reading specialist, Amy Kovac, entered the classroom after hearing the gunshot, pulled JT away from the pistol, and held him. JT said, "I shot that blank dead. I got my mom's gun last night." The blank rhymes with the word pitch. When the assistant principal, Dr. Ebony Parker, heard about the shooting, she immediately ran into her office and closed the door. The receptionist was the one who called 911 and declared a lockdown over the PA system, not Ebony. A visitor knocked on Ebony's office door and said there was a child in the main room, but Ebony did not open the door. Officers arrived and seized the pistol from classroom 11. As they were standing there, JT punched Amy Kovac in the face. He told the police that he retrieved the pistol from his mother's purse, the same place where he obtained marijuana. Abigail was transported to a hospital where she spent 2 weeks. Her long recovery involved 6 surgeries. Abigail never regained full use of her left hand, and the bullet is still lodged in her chest. She never returned to teaching and instead became a licensed cosmetologist. JT was too young to be charged with a crime, but his mother was charged. She ultimately pleaded guilty to illegally obtaining and possessing a firearm and making a false statement during the purchase of a firearm. Her sentence was 21 months in federal prison.
In the ongoing criminal and civil cases, the family of the first grader who shot his teacher has remained quiet until now.
Does he talk about the incident?
No. We talk, we play, we, do Uno, draw pictures, nothing of the incident.
Deja Taylor says she was stunned on January 6th when she got a phone call that there had been a shooting at her child's school.
I wasn't even able to get dressed. I ran out in PJs to the school.
Has he processed the magnitude of what happened?
Well, in my opinion, he processes the events leading up to it. He talks a lot more about the day before or the 2 days before than he does about January 6th.
What can you tell us specifically about your son's disability?
He has ADHD. Some are able to have it at a very mild rate, but he's off the wall, doesn't sit still, ever.
And why did the school decide that it was no longer necessary for the family to be in class?
Because we ended up working with another doctor. He had started medication, and he was meeting his goals academically.
Had your son ever spoken about hurting the teacher, or was there anything any angst that he had against her?
No, he actually really liked her. I will say that week he did come home and he was talking, a lot about how he felt like he was being ignored. So he would come home and, "Mom, I don't think that she was listening to me. I didn't like that." And then actually he ended up getting suspended the next day because he was in class. He was trying to tell her something. And she asked him to go sit back down. He threw his arms up. He said, "Fine." And when he threw his arms up, he knocked her phone out of her hand on accident. And he got suspended for that.
Zwerner did not respond to ABC News' request for comment, but in a lawsuit, she says the student slammed the cell phone on the ground so hard that it cracked and shattered. She's now filed a $40 million lawsuit against the Newport News School District and Richneck Elementary officials, claiming they ignored multiple warnings about the student's behavior and concerns that he had a gun. According to the suit, the child had a history of random violence and that he attacked students and teachers alike, both in and out of school.
Is that description accurate?
Whether it is or it isn't, the school enrolled him in September, knowing all of the past behaviors, and they also knew that he had not attended only about 2 months of kindergarten and about 2 months of pre-K.
And you say that to say that they then own the responsibility?
Absolutely. If they believed all these behaviors to be true, then they should not have allowed him to be into first grade.
The school district released a statement to ABC News saying it cannot release information about a student's educational record. And last month, the district filed to dismiss Zwerner's suit, arguing her injuries fall under workers' compensation. The gun used in the shooting was legally purchased by Taylor. She says it was kept locked away. How did your son access the gun?
Nobody knows.
No one knows.
You'd have to ask him.
Have you asked him?
No, not yet. That's certainly something that will be probably brought out during litigation.
Was the gun locked somewhere? It was locked somewhere. Those charges.
I am not sure. It was shocking. It still is a little shocking.
Do you feel in any way responsible for the shooting?
Yes, of course. That is my son. So I am, as a parent, obviously willing to take responsibility for him because he can't take responsibility for himself.
Do you feel that there is some racial component to it?
Absolutely. I think that if the dynamics were different, if the teacher was maybe looking like me and the student was Caucasian or another nationality, it wouldn't be as pumped up as much.
Anything that either of you would like to say to Abigail Zwerner?
First of all, I'd like to say that I'm glad you're doing better. I'm sorry that you got hurt. Just like I'm sorry that the kids in that classroom had to witness such a terrible incident. But on the same token, I'm really sorry my great-grandson had to go through this ordeal.
I just truly would like to apologize that, out of the incident, she did get hurt. We were actually kind of forming like a relationship with me having to be in the classroom. And she was a really bright person.
Today, the bullet remains embedded, haunting both her broken heart, along with her love of teaching. She spent weeks in the hospital. Even after 6 surgeries, she will never regain full use of her hand. Abby filed suit against the school district, and the jury determined that Assistant Principal Ebony Parker was grossly negligent, awarding Abby $10 million in damages. The boy, too young to be charged, was never prosecuted. His mother, Deja Taylor, was sentenced to 21 months in federal prison for using marijuana while owning a firearm. Though Abby Zwerner's days in that classroom have ended violently, her story hasn't. Despite PTSD and with quiet resilience, she has begun a new chapter with a cosmetologist's degree and the means to write her own happy ending. As a millionaire, she can go anywhere and do almost anything except return to the classroom she once loved. In the end, Abby Zwerner's life was forever altered by the actions of a 6-year-old child. His mother has spoken openly about her struggles with mental health, raising difficult questions about responsibility, circumstance, and compassion. Should we see JT only as the boy who pulled the trigger, or also as a child shaped by forces beyond his control? Please comment below and subscribe for more strange but true crime stories.